It's okay to steal from me 'cause I'm American. It's okay to steal from me 'cause I'm American. Don't talk religion, don't talk politics. Just let them keep stealing from you. Let Democrats keep stealing from you. It's not okay to steal from me 'cause I'm American. It's not okay to steal from me 'cause I'm American. You better talk religion. You better talk politics. You better stop them from stealing from you. You better stop Democrats from stealing from you. You better stop Democrats from stealing from you. You better stop Democrats from stealing from you. They welcome fentanyl into our country. They're angry because we've been stopping fentanyl from coming to our country. They're not happy about it. They want to kill you with fentanyl. Inner cities, they want to send concentrated forms of the coca leaf into you, and where you can throw people in jail. You're stuck dealing it. You're kind of sandwiched because of the sabotage laws they have with that. Instead of legalizing the natural leaf as a tea, which wouldn't be worse than coffee, from what I understand. Okay, but it's definitely not as strong as the concentrated forms. So there's a trick there because you don't see the coca leaf tea. One of the best things to try if they wanted to get somebody off of cocaine, the concentrated form, one of the best things they could do as a test would be to try the coca leaf tea for people who are pre-exposed. You don't promote it for new people, but it's definitely not as strong. 2 leaves in the tea is not going to be as strong as 50 leaves crushed and concentrated and getting the strongest form of the cocaine itself out of there without the other properties of the leaf. The natural properties of a tea, like green tea or anything else, has appetite suppressants that's going to cause you not to want to drink too much, first of all. So that would be worth a try if they really cared about real addicts, not the dealing side, okay? About helping them have better options, safer options. So they like letting the killers out of jail. They like letting the violent people who assault people and steal from people out of jail because they want them dealing drugs to supposed addicts and stealing from addicts and letting people fall for. It's a thief rmarket. It's a slave market. They want to run it like a slave market, black on black slavery, white on white slavery, black dealers enslaving white or black dealers. Black addicts. They steal from their customers. They set them up to go to jail. They lead a person to start dealing who's not violent, and they set them up to go to jail while the violent ones stay out of jail. They've cut a deal with all these crooked lawyers and people. So the prison system's been turned into lawyers make money off of putting people in jail. They make money off of getting people out of jail. It shouldn't be about the money for that. People should be in jail. Hate to say it. Who are a danger to people in society. All right? That makes sense. People should go to jail or have an ankle bracelet or something who stole from somebody until they pay back the person. Pay back your debt. You can be pardoned. You can be forgiven and pardoned. But if it's too much and you can't pay it off, if it's impossible to pay it off, but then if you've assaulted somebody and you stole from them violently, you can't just come right back out. It shouldn't just come right back out. They should have to assess you and make sure you're repentant and you're coming back out to repeat the crime. That's a real crime, by the way. But using medicine is not technically a crime. We have sabotage laws. It's not a sin. The religions have been tricked. So you talk religion and politics. They tell you not to talk religion or politics. And so they can keep stealing from you and me and everybody. They tell you it's okay to steal from a white boy. They've taught you that. They've taught it's okay to steal. The same racists have taught racist white people it's okay to steal from a black boy, black man, right? And so when I say, people call me white boy, and I'm 50 years old. So when I say boy, it doesn't mean a young person, just a male. I'm a male. And so, but it feels odd to say black boy the way people say white boy, because I wouldn't want to disrespect somebody and call them a black boy if they're a grown man, if I'm thinking of the wording that way. But so it's not, I'm a fair person, you see. So I try to be fair, because I try to be fair. Not because I'm just naturally born to be fair. No, it's because I believe in God. I believe in love. I believe in heaven. I believe redemption. I believe in death. I believe that death was defeated. I believe that's evidence of a second life. I believe that shows there is a real second life. I trust there is a real second life. And I trust that the pain and pleasure show us that there's a result to how we make our decisions. And that there is displeasure being separated from God and not making it to heaven. Not being in heaven is hell itself already. If you don't make it to heaven in your second life, that's already hell itself, despite what torture there might be there. So the torture is the separation from God, where there's no more sorrow, no more crying, no more pain. If there's no more sorrow, no more crying, no more pain in heaven, then there is not no more. There is still sorrow, crying, and pain in hell, right? Separation from God, and it's forever, as far as we know. I mean, it's hard to fathom, but it's forever. So we have our chance and choices to make here. So why not be allowed to talk about that and inform? Why not be allowed to tell somebody, hey, you're walking up on a cliff, especially if they're blind and they don't know they're coming to a cliff? Why can't we tell them that? Thou shalt not kill is politics. Thou shalt not steal is politics. And those are real, and it doesn't have thou shalt not use medicine in the Ten Commandments, right? Because that should be something you manage yourself, all right? But when it comes to the dealing side of stuff, they should be regulated for poison, regulated for not price gouging, regulated to make sure they don't steal from somebody if they get a little too drunk. That kind of stuff. That should happen. And then we should still teach health and nutrition and promote abstinence, but it shouldn't make it a crime if they don't. And make safer forms available. Make the natural leaf, promote drinking a tea, natural plant as a tea, not smoking it, not snorting it. And pills should be the secondary form, because a pill absorbs into your body much slower and doesn't drop you. So when somebody snorts stuff, that goes straight into their bloodstream and to their mind too. And so smoking it the same way, it goes straight into your bloodstream through your heart, through your lungs that are right by your heart, which can be dangerous. And you don't want to mess your lungs up. It's not good for your lungs. Doesn't matter what it is, it's not good for your lungs. And so there's a lot of tricks. It's not okay to steal from me because I'm American. It's not okay to steal from me because I'm American, and let everybody come in here and get the money and benefits that we've saved for, that we've paid taxes for. And so we're bringing people in here who have gotten out of prisons because they're parts of gangs and cartels. They're letting people in here like that, the Democrats, because they don't like Americans, because we vote for God. Americans end up voting majority anytime they start learning and realizing their benefits and hearing real talk and not being blocked by media lies, the monopoly Democrats had and media used to have. And they're still trying to keep blocking people from hearing the truth. They still have power in ways they're still trying to do that, and they continue to do it, like taking your posts down on social sites and everything, changing the algorithms so people can't see your page if you're sharing good stuff. And you're sharing, whether it's just sharing talented people, good singers, pages, and everything else, they change the algorithm so your page can't be seen. And then they might be promoting, still through the TV and through main venues, they're promoting the people who promote gangbanging and stuff like that. That's a slave system. They've promoted a slave system. They've made it look popular, made it look sexy, all those kind of things. And people get hurt and people get killed out there. They're dodging bullets. They lie about racism to keep police out of, let the drug cartels take over and make slaves of neighborhoods. That's the main reason they lie and call it racist if you cite, and especially they want to protect that mostly in black neighborhoods. They want to keep the killers in black neighborhoods in the neighborhoods instead of having them in jail. So they use the drug system to do that and set up people with drug charges that aren't violent people, but they keep the violent ones out there. And so they run the place and they silence speech in homeless venues. They won't let you talk religion or politics. It's the gangs. They're cartel connected. They've been brainwashed. They've been brainwashed in prison, some of them, because they keep the killers, they won't give the death sentence to serial killers. They always come to their defense because they brainwash people in prison. Tell them not to talk religion or politics, but they are allowed to. If it promotes what they want, they're allowed to do it. And what they mostly want is bullies running things and threatening people not to talk. You comply, you just keep your mouth closed, don't say anything, go ahead. And so our entire bus systems in the whole country they've already learned it. You just keep your silence most of the time, don't speak, and only they're allowed to speak, and start yelling and hating on a Republican leader or something. And so those aren't, a lot of times when that's black group people doing that, that's not black victims of white people. That's black slave masters of other black folks who also want to enslave white folks and want to enslave Americans, and have taught that Americans are the ones doing that kind of stuff, but they're the ones that do it, right? For the most part. There are a lot of white Americans doing it, white gangs that do it, white supremacist gangs that do it, but they're on the same team as the black supremacists that do that. And they're both agree on the same thing, because they both like being bullies. You be a bully in your neighborhood, I'll be a bully in my neighborhood, And so they support each other from that standpoint. And they're the ones that like segregation, and they can be racist, but they can work together with other racists from across the line, across ethnicities. So, but it's all that kind of crazy stuff. It's chaotic. It doesn't seem like that somebody would be that complicated, but they do it, that organized, but they do it by instinct, because they both like being bullies, liars, bigots. They both like being bigots, right? And then they like power. They hate God. They hate their neighbors. They don't care about their neighbors. So they just want neighbors to do what they say. I mean, I've seen it. I've just seen it. I've been around. I've seen it. That's how it is. That's a lot of it, a lot of the instinct of how it works. And so, basically they're silencing speech, but silencing the freedom to speak religion and politics, which is the freedom to speak for thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, and against killing people, and against murder, and against stealing, and against stealing your own property. It's not, so they don't want you to talk in politics, because you're going to talk about, you want to protect your property. They don't want you to know the tricks that they made the natural plant medicines that God created illegal, and the church and religion has fallen for that, and they believe that it's of the devil because they put the strongest forms in the street. It's a trick. There are safe forms. Those are some of the best medicines, and for some things. But that doesn't mean it's a promotion to make them legal proper. So then they charge people $300 to $500 when they legalize marijuana. They charge them $300 to $500 to get a license to use the marijuana. And so people are glad, okay, they legalized it, but I can't afford that license. I'll just buy mine in the street because it's cheaper. They go buy it in the street, and they're not too worried about a drug test because it's generally illegal. If they don't catch me with it and test me and check to see if I have a license, then I'm fine. And so then they still get the fentanyl poison. That's the trick. You shouldn't have to pay a $300 to $500 license to do it. You should have to take it once a year or two. It's not just, it's a trick, cartel trick to get people to keep buying from the streets. That because the Democrats probably pushed that agenda. It sounds good to the Republicans because they're thinking, okay, they're going to have to take a class or something to get a license. I don't know if they took a class on health and nutrition and stuff. They should take a class for health and nutrition, a one-time class. And that approves them to get the license, first of all. And then they should actually be promoted. They should teach them the first priority is the best way to do it is to drink it as a tea. Like 2 leaves, not too many leaves, 2 to 3 leaves. Drink it as a tea is the safest form, the most promoted form, and the other forms should be a little bit frowned upon. I don't know what rules they should put, but there's a lot to think about on that. But I would make the first thing legal is to make the teas legal. And not make it unaffordable. And so that way you don't have people isolating and bullying people and stealing from people and extorting people. That's the problem. So a real crime is doing crimes against your neighbors. And the Democrats they love doing that. Anyway, so it's not okay to steal from you because you're American. It's not okay to steal from you because you're American. It's not okay to steal from you because you're American. It's not okay to steal from you because they're American. I've run out of time. I was going to repeat that, but all right. God bless and rise with.